Here's a setup. This is one of our members, Doug, and wants to
I
participate.
love Doug.
Competition, right? And full disclosure, I am a rabid fan of his product. I use it literally multiple times every day. I'll be using it on this video right after. So I'm a little biased, Will, but that's what we're all about. We're
Good.
this community, and we want to take a look at his pitch video. He's participating in literally national pitch competitions and winning it on a local level, state level, and going like nationals with this. So to put this together, so Will, I want you to watch this and let's talk. Does it unicorn? What's our feedback? And
I love it.
Brought it
Shark
to
Tank
you
in real time.
Exactly. Here we go.
Most people aren't camera shy, they're edit shy. Video is momentum. How long it takes you to make a video you watch yourself dictates if you even make it at all. Because you don't want a 60-minute recording. You just want the 35 minutes of interesting parts. But having to spend 2 to 3 hours fixing bad cuts AI guesses wrong, that's not automation. The bottleneck for effective video communications isn't design, it's speed. Next time you have something important to show, tell, or prove, but hesitate to record a video because editing takes forever, this is your investment opportunity. Video content
is exactly my problem.
Attention spans are shrinking, and when you can edit at the speed of conversation, you'll never write a 5-paragraph email again. But for an investor to believe a $12 billion video communications market is actually stuck in neutral, 2 things must be true. First, step 1 of editing is remove the 35% of a timeline that makes you hate the sound of your own voice. Dead air, mic strikes, coughs, ums, ahs, retakes. Step 2, design, that's optional. Second, you'd have to believe that AI hasn't already solved this problem yet. A hype says, click a button, AI does everything. But reality check, ends of words get cut off. You get a sloppy start to cuts. I'll let YouTuber and former Descript user Bob explain.
The problem is, in every transcript-based editor I've seen, they can cut the silences out for you and the words that you don't want, but the accuracy leaves a lot.
He looks like an AI person at
places where a word's cut off, or gee, I think a whole phrase is missing there. Make the clip on the left a little bit longer, or make the clip on the right a little bit shorter. Why in the world these AI editors can't figure that out and get it right?
Well, AI has to guess thousands of cuts down to the millisecond. A second too long, you lose people. A second too early, your story makes no sense. How long do you have to go back and fix AI hallucinations? And in 2019, when it was just YouTubers suffering in silence, we took edit time from 5 to 1 down to faster than you can record. And that software is called
Time Bolt. 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 Time Bolt.
That's awesome.
It's so dope, y'all.
I trust him. Even the king of AI tools himself uses Time Bolt first on every video he makes before he sends it to his design team.
Favorite quick editing tool is this tool called Time Bolt. This saves me so much time with editing. I love it. I don't think this is technically AI, but if editing is a bottleneck for you in creating videos, this tool is a lifesaver.
Our technology cuts video like you hear it, by waveform, for a base cut that's 20 times the cut precision of AI transcripts. The algorithms run local, so it's fast and secure. Think of Time Bolt as a video editor that turns on or off by when you talk. You can auto-cut silence from an hour in video in 13 seconds. Don't re-record 30 times. Scenes turn on or off with a keystroke, not a mouse, as you preview up to 4x speed. If unscripted, you can check for filler words and repeats with check. It's our hybrid transcription technology. Add any unique word ticker phrase that's entirely unique to Time Bolt. We catch 50% more filler than the competition. You can punch in, show people where to focus, zoom around, fast forward silence when your goal is to show, not tell, because time just doesn't disappear in between 2 sentences. Quickly export as a single video. Now, we don't compete with design software. We get you into them faster with native integrations for complex multicam workflows. I can even record in Time Bolt and send a video banger and an unlisted link. Think Loom, which sold in 2023 for almost $1 billion, but it doesn't suck to watch. Unless I'm hallucinating, that's the most important thing. Time Bolt is a Swiss Army knife of workflows. Every major video communications workflow, a 1-to-1 edit to record speed. I can even marquee scenes, combine into a preview teaser with Stitch, talk 12% faster with Turbo, and deconstruct one long video into a series of individual video topics. Bootstrap, 9% month-over-month growth, 10,000 paid customers, and high gross margins since we operate on device. We sell monthly and annual subscriptions with a lifetime option. Check is pay-per-use. We have multi-seat licensing for teams with 4.9 average rebill and 1,350 active paying subs. We want to put Time Bolt on an iPad app. We'll get students locked in early. Let their first experience with video reflect who they see in the mirror, not fear or shame. The companies and governments who don't want to share every conversation with an AI learning model and go faster, we will have the only on-device video automation software in existence. My name is Doug Wolf. I have 15 years in video startups. I spent the previous 3 years selling enterprise video platforms to Fortune 500 companies. My co-founder and CTO, Quincy Pimenta, has 7,000 subscribers on YouTube, is the brains behind the technology. We're looking for partners, investment, and to drive rapid adoption of watchable video in enterprise. And yes, everything in this video was captured, recorded, and edited entirely in Time Bolt to show you what's possible. And I'm out of time.
Awesome.
That's Doug. We know him extremely well.
Wow. Dude, he did a really good job.
He did. He's been working on it really hard for quite some time.
If only he had some software to help him make it shorter. Okay, so just like first impressions. To Doug's credit, and I've seen Doug in the community for a while, but he presents really well. I mean, he's got a good authority to him, which I liked. I felt like that video, and this is my short attention span, closed me in 2 minutes versus 5.
Sure.
And again, I think Doug was very comprehensive in the video, which is hard to do. But as we were getting into more details around how many other things we integrate with and how many other things we work with, I was like, okay, this is kind of getting a little too in the weeds.
Covered a lot of ground,
Covered a lot of ground, right?
Yeah.
And I don't fault him for it. I'm just saying that like it felt like more than I needed to hear. But Ed, as soon as he said we have 10,000 paying customers, I was like, what? I had no idea that many people were paying for this product. That's legit.
It is. Yeah. Traction speaks volumes, right? And he's got a very cool way of getting traction as well through affiliates. I'm one of his affiliates, and I'm sending him customers all the time just by saying, hey, I use Timebolt on my stuff. So he's done a fantastic job.
Yeah, man. The fact that I didn't even know that is mind blowing. Getting that, and not that we're sitting around in everybody's financials, but like just like kind of word of mouth. Usually, within us talking internally, I thought he did a great job with the video. I would have probably made it shorter and pointed it differently, but that's here nor there.
And one of the challenges, I just want to lay out the context, is he's presenting to a room full of potential customers and investors. And that's probably my biggest feedback. I always tell him, I just say, you know what, I get whiplash between a user and an investor. If I was just an investor, you didn't have to do all that stuff. Just get right to the traction and talk about how you're differentiated. So he's really trying to thread the needle, and that's been an ongoing challenge for him.
Ed, I would have opened with this. I'm Will Schroeder. I'm the CEO and founder of Timebolt. And let me explain to you why I currently have 10,000 paying customers for my product without having raised a penny. And I made that part up. But like that would have been a wait, what?
Yeah,
right?
Which is true. He's bootstrapped, totally bootstrapped.
That's what I'm saying. That would have been such a cool lead in. And if you have traction like that, lead with that. I also say, and Ed, you probably say the same thing from a team perspective. Sometimes the founder will have some humility and won't mention until the end that like, oh, and by the way, I invented Gmail. Right.
And I met that guy, Paul Buckheit, by the way.
Yeah. And it's one of those, by the way, he does not have the humility. He's I invented Gmail, and by the way, I'm Paul Buckheit. And frankly, if I did, I would too. Anyway, my point is, it's such a strong point. I would have opened up with it. I thought it was a great video, and I love Doug. I don't know the product well, but I know you've spoken highly of it.
Yes. So I love your feedback, Will, in terms of, let's talk about the idea. You understood the idea, the differentiator, especially in this world where everyone's building all this AI stuff. How did you interpret all that? How'd that occur for you?
I didn't believe the AI argument. I'm not saying he's wrong. I'm saying I didn't believe it because I think AI, and you and I are neck deep in AI all the time. So I'm deep into this. I'm deep into generative AI. And so, yes, AI is flawed in lots of ways. But I think if we take the hard line that AI can't do it kind of thing, I'm like, it can't always do it, but it does it enough that, that I wouldn't take it off the table. So that argument felt hard to defend in a certainty standpoint. I do believe that the manual edits matter, but I would have almost been like, we're using AI until it fails, and then we default to manual. So I think in this day and age, it's a little bit tough to stand by that claim, even though he's probably right.
My argument to him has always been, curious your thoughts, don't poo-poo AI, don't make it adversarial, but say we sit in the gap between these two sets of tools.
Let me build on that, because I talk about with folks a lot. I said, whenever you're trying to go into a trend, like a headwind, like AI or something like that, and you're trying to say why the trend doesn't matter or the trend is wrong, look for a different way to do that. Look for a way to say, thank God this trend is happening. It's only improving our need. For example, here's how I'd present it. I would say, and with the wave of AI, more and more video editors who are using AI are getting more and more frustrated where AI is falling short on hallucinations, et cetera, which is making the need for a tool like Timebolt even more necessary.
Right. And I want to highlight, because I'm thinking about some of the other founders here, and it's a great conversation to have. What I like about what Doug's doing is he's picked a problem or a segment, a gap or a niche of the problem. I saw your LinkedIn post today, riches are in the niches, right? That he can solve, not shoehorning, hey, we're going to solve, world hunger and create world peace and all those things. He's saying, no, I want to service this gap. I'm going to really boil it down, focus, land expand, just basically hit that little gap in the marketplace and then entrench myself in there and then grow from there. And that's what I want to tell all the founders. Yeah, that listen, it's okay. Investors are okay with you picking a smaller niche that eventually can grow into a big one.
You bet. You bet. And that's the goal, actually.
Right. So that's just something that you want to take away. Any last words for Doug in terms of how you would improve it?
I think, what I said earlier, which is I would open with the strength of that traction. I think 10,000 paying users, the beauty of 10,000 paying users is it takes off the table, do people care? Will it work? Is this investable? It's like you invest so that you get 10,000 users, right? He's basically saying, I already did the hard part. You do the easy part by getting me more.
Right. And even starting off with that and saying, here's my traction, which is universal. Then having all that social proof saying, I use Time Bolt, I use Time Bolt, I use Time Bolt. I think that's pretty entertaining and it really hits home.
I would open up with, let me explain why 10,000 paying users are relying on Time Bolt before we've even taken on investment.
Fantastic.